Welcome to the Football Fignuts podcast. It's season 5, Super Bowl recap, episode, I don't remember. Overall, if you've been listening from the beginning, it's episode something or other, whatever. I'm Sinch.
And I'm Craig.
And Craig, we'll begin this episode the way we do every episode, except with a little bit of a twist. Have you stopped drinking, Craig?
Yes, I did.
But then you started right back up.
Yeah, I thought about it. I had a long discussion internally with myself, and I didn't. So that's good. That's why I already opened it, so I might as well say it now. That's why tonight I have a beer by Athletic Brewing. If you haven't had that, you really should check it out. They're in like 5 countries now. But I thought this one was appropriate. This one is, and why did my computer just do that? Sorry. Can you still hear me?
Your computer's been drinking. Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go. Perfect. Anyway, we'll leave it in because I'm just gonna go with it this week.
Sure.
This is one of their pilots. So they have standard ones throughout the year and ones they have all year, but they have a pilot program where they just make new beers every couple months. So this is called a Valentine's Sour. And I thought that was appropriate because it is a sour beer. It was Valentine's Day this week, and I was not happy on Monday at all.
Like your Valentine not... Oh, you mean the game. Okay.
Yeah, the game. So, yeah, that's what I'm at. It's very good if you like sours. It's very raspberry-y to me.
Is that the kind of sour that has that sauerkraut kind of taste?
No, this one's... I like sauerkraut, but this is much more... This is enjoyable in a can. I wouldn't drink sauerkraut, per se.
I like sauerkraut, too, but I don't want to drink it.
No, this is like... This reminds me of Road Jam, but not as sour, but like that kind of flavor profile.
Yeah, the sours, I don't know.
I know, either people either like them or you don't like them. There's really no
It's not that they're all bad. It's just that so few are good. So
fair.
I just tend to stay away.
I eat Sour Patch Kids by like the handful, so I'm all for it. Did I say what?
That's you then.
Yeah, it is me.
So tonight I have an Irish Hello. Have you had one of these?
You know what? I have not, and I saw that the last time I was in Total, and then I actually saw it on a menu. I think it was at Dockside, actually. How is it?
It is very good. I like it greatly. It is from Best Friends Lunch Brewing Company. Great name.
Never heard of that, but that's an awesome name. Are they in Connecticut?
I have no idea, because I poured it in a glass as well.
Oh, good.
So that can is far away from me and not interesting enough for me to get up and look at.
That's fine. So have you had one of these before, or is this the first time you're trying it?
I had it on the Super Bowl night, and it was very good. It's a dessert beer. It's a little bit chocolate, a little bit coffee.
So is it sweet?
No, it's the right amount of sweetness where it does. What's the opposite of sweet? It doesn't
savory.
It doesn't completely lack sweetness, but it's not something that you say I can't have 2 of them. I could probably have 2 of these. Now you're not going to have 3 or 4 or 5. I think they're only like 4% or something. So,
no, but still.
But it tastes good to me.
Oh, awesome. So is it more like a coffee kind of flavor, or do you get more chocolate, you think?
Probably coffee, but it's funny to say. It doesn't have a strong taste of either.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're drinking a coffee flavored beer or a beer or a chocolate flavored beer, although that's what this is. It's very hard to describe. It's a very easygoing, good dessert beer.
Oh, good. Because I've had dessert beers that, places now go crazy with what they put in, like desserty beers. So some of them, because I really don't eat sugar a lot. So to me, like things taste extra sweet. So there's beers that have like like marshmallow and other stuff in it, and Sean loves them. And I don't mind them, but I cannot drink a full can of it at all.
Hey,
I just can't.
next time you talk to Sean, find out if there's a beer he didn't like. Just curious.
That's a good question. Sean is always good. I mean, I do it too, but Sean is the person to go to. If you say, "Here, Sean, try this," he will try it more often than not. Actually, probably 9.5 times out of 10.
I'm not knocking him. I'm saying he tries everything. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we had him try. Did you ever see those jelly beans that taste like real food?
Yeah.
We had him go through the whole Thanksgiving dinner once.
Well, it's only jelly beans. It's not like he's eating all the stuff.
Right. So, but yeah. So I guess we're going to have to talk about it. It was a Super Bowl.
All right, let's talk about the game.
Fine. Talk about the game.
So first, Craig, tell me, because I think the viewers that know you, that have listened, they want to know, what were your feelings? Where were you at 4:00 mentally, at 5:00?
I was still
kickoff.
Up until kickoff, and I had the pregame on the entire day. It still didn't seem real in my head, because it's been so long since they were there in that position. So part of me was not realizing it yet until it got maybe an hour or so before kickoff, and then I was like, "Oh my God, they're in the damn Super Bowl."
and then about an hour after it starts, you're like, "Well, this is just another game."
You're right. And I'm like, "Yeah,
all
it's
the
gonna be
different
okay."
Distractions, but just a game.
It's a game. They've done it before. They've been doing it the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks. I'm like, this is just another game. It's fine. And it was working for the most part up until the middle of the fourth quarter. And then towards the end of the fourth quarter, it was something.
Let me tell you, I knew the Bengals were going to lose.
Thanks.
Now, you may be thinking, now, come on, Sinch, how did you know? I knew because the Bengals won the toss. And like I said last week, what was it, 7 years in a row, whoever won the toss lost the game. So that is now 8 years in a row. Whoever wins the coin toss lost the game. So just put that in the back of your mind. Jot that down on a sticky note for next year, because you could just turn the TV off. There's the coin toss. All right, it's over.
Even if they now you'll have to look it up, but even if they deferred, they still lost.
It doesn't matter. This is just about winning the coin toss. It's not about logic or what followed. It's just that coin toss. I think it's cursed. It's a cursed coin.
So you're telling me the Falcons won the coin toss that year?
Well, that's how many years ago now? That was 16. No, that was 16. So that's
That was in 2016. That was in 2016.
The Patriot Falcons was technically January of 17, but it was the 16 season.
God damn it! Honestly,
it flies.
I know I've said this a lot, but since COVID happened, my concept of time and when things happen the last 5 years is completely screwed up.
Yeah.
I have no concept of how long ago something was unless I see a date.
So you said that you watched the pregame show, or at least it was on. You're not sitting there for 9 hours in a row.
Right.
Did anything stand out? Did you like anything? Did you dislike anything? I have to admit, I put the game on. I think they were singing. Did they sing "God Bless America" or something?
They did sing that first.
Okay, I put the game on when that was going on, right in the middle of that song. So, any thoughts on the pregame? Anything jump out at you?
I'm trying to see if I can find it because I took a screen capture of a stat, but I think I may have deleted it. Here we go. Zoom in here. So they put up a little blurb from teams have gone from worst to first and have made the Super Bowl after a losing season. So here are the 8 teams, not counting the Bengals this year. So, excuse me. We have the 81 Bengals, the 96 Patriots, the 2000 Giants, the 2015 Panthers, the 88 Bengals. No, I'm not really going in order. The 1998 Falcons, the 2003 Panthers, and the 2019 49ers.
These were all teams that lost the Super Bowl, right?
They lost the Super Bowl, but they made it after a losing season.
Okay.
And here are the teams that won the Super Bowl after a losing season.
Okay.
So we have the 81 49ers. We have the 99 Rams. This guy's arm is actually in the way. I think the 2001 Patriots. Is that right? You would know.
Yes.
And the 2017 Eagles and the 2020 Buccaneers. So I thought that was a interesting stat.
There you go.
Yeah, they had two people doing reporting, but I've never seen them before on, I don't know what channel that was at, NBC. So they did, they had a pretty big job. I think they did a pretty good job of it. And yeah, but that stat was the big one that I took a picture of because I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is interesting. Now, when you mentioned the first one about teams making it to the Super Bowl following, was it last place or just losing seasons?
They went from a losing season to the Super Bowl, but those teams, the first set of teams lost the Super Bowl.
So I heard someone on the radio, I don't even know what I was listening to, who it was, trying to say that, hey, Joe Burrow got there with the Bengals in his second season. So don't be surprised if, the Jets get there this year with their quarterback in the second season, or the Bears get there. And it's like, I'm listening to this and it's like, oh, come on.
I mean, you know what? Sure, anything's possible, but I think you really have to look at personnel on other teams.
It was a little bit of a perfect storm for the Bengals.
It was. And so let's take the Bears, for example. Who's on the Bears offense?
Let's see. They've got that overrated receiver, or is it that he's underrated because the quarterback can't throw it to him?
And he's not even going to be, I don't think he's going to be a Bear. No. He's not going to be a Bear next year anyway.
They've got that other receiver that's pretty good that is on one of my fantasy teams. I have no clue what his name is right now. Who's that guy?
Is it Mooney?
Oh, Mooney, yes. There
we go.
Yes. That's the most excited I've been about Mooney since he's been on my team. Mooney, yes, there he is. So, they have him. They've got a running back or two. They got a tight end. And they have Fields. And they could and should be excited about Fields. But if you're telling me the Bears are in the Super Bowl next year, I don't think so. I'd be stunned.
I wonder, you know what? We're not, there's no plan for this. There's no structure to this episode tonight, so we're just going to kind of go with things. So I wonder if I open Sportsbook here, because you know what, folks, you can, if you want to, you can bet on next year's Super Bowl already.
You see, what Craig meant to say there is that we have this structured out. We knew exactly where we were going. We just don't want to make it sound like we spent so much time just to get to
at least
what we could win.
At least this week. Okay, so let's see where the Bears are at here. I have to scroll a bit. Are the Bears even on this list? Where are they?
They didn't put them on the list.
Okay, right. The Bears are plus 7,000 to win the Super Bowl.
Go ahead, put $100 on that.
And the Bengals are plus 2,000. That actually went down since they lost. They were 1,200.
Mm-hmm.
Or did it go up? Does it go down or up?
Well, just to do a quick review of the season, the Bengals won the division. Period. Mm-hmm. They earned it. They won the division. Mm-hmm. You got to wonder what would happen if the Ravens didn't go through 5-6 running backs, if Lamar Jackson didn't get hurt and miss half the season. A lot happened. And again, hey, too bad. That's just how it is. They had Ben Roethlisberger I think he threw left-handed half the games because his right arm hurt. A lot of stuff happened.
True.
I'm not taking away from the Bengals, okay? They won the division. They earned the division. Now they get in the playoffs, and you're playing against the Raiders, and stuff happened in that game. Derek Carr grounds the ball on first down from like the, what was it, 18-yard line or something late in the game. That cost him a down. Who knows if he runs a play there? You never know. The Bengals deserve to win that game. Then the Bengals played the Titans. I don't know what's going on with the Titans. Talk about a team that's got to be a disappointment.
We've been saying that the last 2 years.
So, you know what? And this comes back to what I always say. It's all about the quarterback. Ryan Tannehill is not a great quarterback. He's okay. He's the 15th ranked quarterback in the league. You know, he's never going to get you up and over that hill. He'll get you to the hill.
Yeah.
And then that's about it. So, I mean, what a disappointment they were. Again, the Bengals deserve to win that game. This isn't knocking the Bengals. They played the Chiefs. They've played the Chiefs. Is it just twice with Burrow? Did they play last season? Twice. Well, they won both. And Patrick Mahomes had 55 throwing yards, passing yards in the second half of that game. And if he was not concussed, he just turned
you think
stupid.
He was?
He was awesome in the first half. He was as good as he's ever been. After that play to end the pass to Hill, tackled behind the line of scrimmage and time expired to get to halftime. After that play, I don't know what the hell he was doing. I mean, better than I could ever do, sure. I mean, of course. But for his ability, he's Patrick Mahomes. How many times have I said he's the best quarterback in the league?
His dad was a Met.
I still think he's the best quarterback in the league. But in the second half of that game, I don't know. Maybe he had his helmet on sideways. I don't know what happened, but he was terrible. So, again, the Bengals deserve to win that game. They went out and won it. There were no cheap calls in any of those games that gave them the win. They earned it. They deserve to be in the Super Bowl. But if you tell me what happens next year, I don't even know if they win the division. You know, if the Steelers get a quarterback, if the Ravens stay healthy, that doesn't mean they're going to pass the Bengals, but those are two legitimate every year playoff kind of teams. It's going to be much harder for a team like the Jets, a team like the Bears, a team like the Patriots, any of these teams that have the second year quarterback. There's a reason why it doesn't happen often that the first or second year quarterback takes you to a Super Bowl championship.
True. Yeah, I think out of the Steelers and the Ravens, I think I'm probably more concerned about the Ravens in general because a lot of pieces are changing on the Steelers. Not that they're going to be terrible, but I don't think they're going to be the same team next year.
Well, my point is that they're always there.
Right.
They don't go 5-12. So
not usually. No, they don't.
Well, Tomlin hasn't had a losing season, and he's been there.
But he's been there 15, the entire time.
He's been there 15 years. Okay. Well,
we'll see what happens in life after Ben.
The two are connected. Yes, the two go hand in hand. I get that. But, that's my point. So let's move on past that. Let's go to the halftime show.
Yeah.
Anything stand out for you for the halftime show?
I thought it was very enjoyable. I don't know why 50 Cent was upside down. That was my biggest.
That's a good point.
That was my biggest question during the show. He was upside down on the ceiling. Not sure if that just happened or if it was planned. I don't know, but yeah. Thought it was all right. How about you?
I thought it was a very good halftime show, and I could tell you that I did not know one of those songs. That's not where my musical tastes lie, but it was very good, very enjoyable. I have nothing bad to say about it. Did you see Eminem took a knee at some point during the halftime show? People were trying to make a big deal.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I think he was coming up from the stage kneeling, which honestly, I didn't really even think about it.
I didn't notice it. It's been a story. I think some outlets are trying to make it a story because I don't think it's a story. And even if he said, I'm going to take a knee for whatever he's protesting, yeah, that's fine. It's fine. He took it. Who cares? It wasn't the national anthem. It wasn't the whole halftime show. He was on his knees.
It
It
was
was
like
fine.
30
It was a good
seconds.
show.
Yeah. And then
Nothing.
it's somebody leaked, well, quote unquote leaked, that the NFL asked him not to do that, and the NFL asked, and apparently Dr. Dre paid the NFL to do the show.
Well, yeah, oh yeah, that's what they
That was
do.
like, I know, and that was like I think it was like 7 million. But and then they asked him to not use any lyrics about the police. Now, someone at the NFL either has no like reference to anything ever in the last like 30, 20 years, but Dr. Dre started his music career with NWA, who not always, but had songs about the police. So for them to
Sure, they were big Sting fans. I understand.
they were. And so for them to assume that he would just not use any of those lyrics in his songs was kind of dumb of them, but you know, it happened.
Whatever. It is what it is. The NFL, that's
the NFL
that's the NFL.
The NFL and the word ethics do not go in the same sentence.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, so let's move past that and get to the painful part. Let's talk about the actual play.
I thought you were going to say commercials.
All right, let's talk about commercials, Craig. We could put it off a little bit more. What'd you think of the commercials? Any stand out to you?
The Salma Hayek and Arnold Schwarzenegger one was amusing.
Okay, see, the problem I had with that one.
But it was amusing to me.
I was at a party, lots of people. I never heard anything.
Right.
So I didn't hear these commercials. I didn't hear anything the announcer said during the game. But it's always nice to see Salma.
You just saw the commercials from afar.
Yes. I wasn't that far away. I just couldn't hear them. So it's always nice to see Salma Hayek. I think the one that stood out for me was the football, the video football game where all the men jump off the screen. Do you remember the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know what they were selling. I don't remember what the commercial was for. I only saw it that one time, but I thought that was a good one.
I thought the Coinbase commercial with the QR code, that was a good trick to get people to scan things.
Yeah, someone that I was with had to scan that to see what it was. Okay, okay.
Yep.
Hey, it's their dime.
There's a flaming hot Doritos one with the sloth and the forest creatures.
I remember that one, yes. That was pretty good.
There was that Rocket Homes commercial with the Barbie dream house. That was creative.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, she's like, this little girl's playing with a Barbie, like a giant Barbie house, and what's her name? I don't remember her name. Anna Kendrick. She's like telling them how much they can get for the house and like putting up, like she's a realtor. So it was creative.
All right.
I'm trying to think if there's any other. Is there any other ones that were?
I thought it was a really weak year for Super Bowl commercials. It seemed like every commercial was trying to please every group so that no one would protest it. Does that make sense without going into any specific
I can
commercial?
see that. I can see that. Oh, and your bet about the Budweiser, the dog commercial. Budweiser did have a dog in it. So
Yeah. Well, but the bet was 6.5 commercials with dogs in it.
That's true. So
I don't think that number.
No, I think we were in the under for that one.
Yeah. So how'd you do betting wise? Did you bet more or less?
I was stupid. I openly admit this. You should not bet with your heart.
You were loyal.
I was. And your brain, you should bet with your brain at all times. I mean, sure, take the random bet. You're like, man, I really think this team's going to win. And, fine, do that randomly. But I should have just taken the Bengals with the points because I knew the game wasn't going to be a blowout. So taking the Bengals with the points was probably the safest bet you could do.
You should have teased it like I said to do.
I know.
You tease it, you get the 10.5, and then you tease down the over to 42, and you would have hit.
That's true. That is true.
Of course, I waited to the last second to place my bets, and at 6 o'clock when I was trying to place bets, FanDuel just didn't want to open,
It
was
said
really
no.
slow.
It said there's too many people betting right
and
now. Sorry.
you and 100 million people are trying to do this now. So lesson learned. Bet before 6 o'clock on Super Bowl Sunday.
They were like, you should have listened to Sinch and placed your bets on Thursday.
Well, I did have someone text me and say, hey, the teaser paid off.
Good. See, there you go.
And I thought to say, yeah, not for me, but all right, good for you. All right. Happy
Actually,
I could help.
My favorite commercial was and a lot of people maybe probably didn't get this, but was the Mike Myers commercial as Dr. Evil with General Motors.
Again, I saw it, couldn't hear it.
I enjoyed that one.
Okay. One I liked was the Sopranos one. Did you notice that one?
I did. I was in the kitchen when that was on, but I heard the music, and then that was their his kids, right?
Yes.
At the end.
It was the two kids from the show, and it was a lot of the same opening scenes with the music, the opening music of the show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was nice. Would have been nice if they could find a way to put James Gandolfini into the commercial, just kind of standing in the background or something. That would have been cool, but
yeah.
Okay.
And the other one I thought was amusing was there was another crypto commercial for what is it? It was FTX. It was another crypto exchange, but it was Larry David was in it.
Yes, I remember that. That was a good one.
He's going different parts of time, being like, no one's going to use that.
Nope, don't like it.
Nope, don't like it.
Yes, that was a good one.
That was a good one. I enjoyed that one. But yeah, those are the ones I can remember. So I mean, I guess we can talk about the game now.
So we're out of time. We gotta go.
Suddenly, the microphone stopped working and all the power's out.
Okay. So I'll say this.
Yeah.
I felt really good about things for the Bengals,
Me
even
too.
though they lost. They won the coin toss, and but I felt really good about things.
Mm-hmm.
Then they hit the third quarter, and I know that you're not going to rewatch this Super Bowl. I would like to rewatch it where I could hear it and pay attention.
That's fair. I might rewatch it, but not anytime soon. But yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know what happened.
Okay.
It seemed like the Bengals just kind of stopped. They got a field goal sometime early third quarter,
mm-hmm.
right? So they were up 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, I need the rewatch, but it just seemed like they were content. I don't know. Did you? What were your thoughts?
So honestly, I felt I see where you got that, or like how you can say that. I feel like after Odell got hurt, they didn't. It's like they didn't know. I think they planned their defense around, the Rams having Odell and Kupp. And clearly, the entire game, the Bengals defense was stopping the Rams rushing. I think the Rams had like 40 yards rushing the whole game or something.
Okay, hold on, because I do want to talk all about what you just said.
Okay.
But I was thinking more on the offensive side of the ball.
Oh, okay.
Because they were able to do things in the first half and coming out of halftime. And then it just and that wasn't the end of it, because later on when they needed the drive, the last drive of the game, they moved the ball. Now we know that they didn't convert on fourth down, but it wasn't like the Bengals were running into the line of scrimmage and not getting anything and then throwing incomplete passes. And again, the Rams defense did their part in stopping. It wasn't just the Bengals out there by themselves.
Right.
But what did you see from your team offensively in the second half?
The biggest thing, the first half, and this is their weakness because they have backups playing on the right side of the line. They only had 1 sack in the first half of the game, which is great against that defense. And then I don't know if the Rams changed what their defensive line was doing, or if the Bengals weren't keeping extra people back to block. Because what was happening is, what's his name? Donald, right? Yeah, Aaron. Yeah,
Aaron Donald. Yeah.
thank you. He was getting double teamed a lot, so he would be on the tackle, and the guard of the center would come over and double him, and that's why in the first half he wasn't that big of a factor. And then at some point in the third quarter, that the Rams defense took away them being able to do that double team, and they always put someone over the center, and I think that really was a deciding factor in what happened in the third and fourth quarters.
I think anyone rooting for the Bengals, the thing you worried about is what happened, that the offensive line would give out at the worst time. Mm-hmm. And that's what it was. The offensive line just couldn't hold up when you needed them the most. I think you were probably a first down away from, okay, fourth down, we'll send in McPherson.
And
maybe it's a 64-yard kick, but high confidence he might make that.
Right.
You just needed that 3, 4, 5 more yards.
Yep.
And they didn't get it. So Aaron Donald, the recency bias, the people saying that he is the best defensive player in the history of the NFL or best defensive lineman in the history of the NFL. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I haven't paid a lot of attention to Aaron Donald's career.
Well, I'll give you your thoughts. It's insane. That's insane. You know what? He is not Lawrence Taylor. I don't know if he's Reggie White. There a lot of players played in the league before the 25-year-old fan started watching.
True.
It's true. Just, Dick Butkus. Just because I like saying that. He was an excellent defensive player that I didn't get to see play. But I saw him act, and he acted like a badass.
Look at Brian Urlacher. He was good too.
Yeah, I'll take Aaron Donald over Brian Urlacher, but
I'm trying to make Sean feel better.
Sean's fine. Aaron Donald is a great player. He's not the best defensive player ever. When someone is the best at something ever, the next guy that comes along that's going to replace that guy, you've got to do it and not leave any doubt. And I don't see it possible that anyone could be without a doubt better than Lawrence Taylor was.
No, right. I mean, he literally people playing now do a move that he invented.
Mm-hmm.
The whole arm slashing at the ball, no one did that really before Lawrence Taylor. That was his thing. And now everyone on earth does it. Not earth, but everyone that plays football does it.
I know, I'm doing it right now.
To his beer. He just dropped his beer 3 times.
No. Okay, so then let's jump to the Rams and talk about why the hell they just kept running the ball. How about this? So they just kept running the ball, okay, right?
Yeah.
So they're doing
I wish
that.
they did. The Bengals would have won.
And then I'm jumping all over because it's like repressed memories coming back now that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me, now I'm a Patriot fan.
Yes.
And Bill Belichick is famous for, I'm going to take away this one thing that you want to do.
Right.
Okay. So now you've got the Bengals and you've got to find a way to stop Aaron Donald from beating you. Okay. So let's put 2 guys on him. You've got to stop Cooper Kupp from beating you. Okay. Well, that's going to be tough because, they've got Odell Beckham Jr. and he's playing really well. And they've got
that tight end who replaced
that's
Higby.
Right. Nothing. They have nothing else. That's what they have. They have nothing else. Bobby Trees is not making a comeback for this game.
Sadly.
So when Odell Beckham leaves the game, how is it that Cooper Kupp can have, I don't know what he had, 9 catches after that, 8 catches after that? How is that possible? He had 2 touchdown catches after that. I'd put 2 guys on. I'd put 3 guys on him.
You were, I don't know. I honestly thought, I really thought they were going to put Mike Hilton on Cooper Kupp the entire game. And they switched it to Eli Apple. And I guess Eli convinced them he can handle Cooper Kupp. But
hey, you know what? This is not an Eli Apple problem. Was he good enough? No, but no one on that team was good enough to take Cooper Kupp out by themselves.
By themselves, right.
This was a coaching decision, and I'm not saying the head coach, the defensive coordinator, is a coaching decision. Yep. You've got to stop the one weapon they have. They have one weapon now. Sony Michel's not going to beat you. who's
Cam Akers.
Hopkins, the third tight end on the roster, is not going to beat you. All right, Skowronek or Skowronek or whatever, however you pronounce the guy's name. He is Cooper Kupp light to the third degree, to the fourth degree, to the fifth degree.
I know what you mean. I don't know. I don't remember his name.
I don't know.
Cincinnati. I don't know why they did. Like I said before, when Odell got hurt, they changed something on their defense after Odell got hurt, and it's like they planned around having both of them on the field, and then it wasn't, and then I don't know what happened.
This is an outrage.
It is, but I would like to point out that when Matt Stafford was sent to the Rams, we did say on this podcast that he would win a Super Bowl with the Rams. It just happened to be this one. God damn it.
Do you feel good about things now? Good job calling that one, Craig.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they did. And, there's a lot of people, they're asking why wasn't Mixon in on that last drive more? Why was Perine in more than Mixon?
Well, that's where I was going to go next. So tell me.
I'll see if I can pull it up. I'd have to find it.
It's third
someone did ask Zach Taylor that.
I think. Okay.
Someone did ask Zach Taylor that, and he said it was a coaching decision because Perine has been, admittedly, he's been playing well. He's the one that got the touchdown against the Chiefs with that screenplay. And he thought he was playing well enough to stay in, and that's what he went with it.
Well, your season came down to you need him getting a first down on a 3rd and 1, and you're more confident in him than you are Mixon.
I'm not.
Well, I'm saying Zach Taylor was. If that's the case, throw the damn ball. What are you doing?
They did. They threw the ball to Perine, and he didn't catch it.
No, he handed it off, and he ran it to the right into Aaron Donald for no gain. And then 4th down came, and that's when that play that you're talking about happened. But what is your team? What are the Bengals? They are Joe Burrow. That's what they are. They have very good receivers, but they are the quarterback. Now, the quarterback makes the receiver makes the quarterback, all that stuff, great. But that team wasn't, we're tricky with our play calling, and we're going to line up one way and fool you another. No. They are put the ball in Burrow's hands, and he's going to make great things happen. Well, on 3rd and 1, you put it in Samaje Perine's hands, and we'll see if he's in the league in 2 years, but I'm not impressed with what I saw on that's a stupid play call. You run out of the shotgun, you hand off to the 3rd down running back instead of you want to run, put the quarterback under center. Let them line up where there could be a
honestly,
play
I honestly thought at that last drive, like those last 2 plays, I was like, Burrow's just going to run for it himself. I'm like, it's a yard,
Well,
that's what in my brain, that's what I thought was going to happen. But
you know what? The team that wins the big game, the teams that are always good, it's all about your 3rd down play. You need to have a 3rd and 2 play, and how do you convert, and what do you do? And the Chiefs have that great play that we saw when Mahomes got hurt last season, and they had to bring in the backup. And I'm blanking on his name because he's the backup on the Chiefs. What do I care?
Britwin, I don't know.
Was it Chad Henne maybe? But anyway.
Yes, I think that sounds.
It was 3rd. I think it was 4th and 1. He rolls out to the right, quick pass to Hill for like a 2-yard gain. Hill catches it, lays down. Game over. They win. You need to convert plays like that. And for them to come up with that play on 3rd and 1, we're going to do a draw play out of the shotgun to the 3rd down running back, and you think that's a good enough play, sorry, you deserve to lose. And then on 4th down, same thing. Now on 4th down, 4th and 1, okay, snap it to Burrow, and all you hear is he had a receiver wide open downfield. If he could have just gotten the ball to him. Okay, well, it's not Burrow's fault. It's the coaching and the play call and the offensive line, leaving Aaron Donald single coverage to come and get him. And what, you think the guy who wants to win, has more talent than anybody else on the field. Do you think if you let him loose on 4th and 1 with 30 seconds left in the game, do you think he's going to find a way to beat whatever jag you have in there trying to block him single coverage? Come on.
Yeah.
This is an outrage.
This is what he said. You can tell me how you feel about this quote.
It's outrageous.
We were in 2-minute mode, and Samj has done a great job. His role has really been as a protecting back, yes, and a lot of things that come with that. It's one of the situations where I call the play a little later on the clock, and so I was the one that said leave him in there. Justin Hill, our running back coach, asked if we wanted to make a change. I said just leave Samj in there. Obviously, it didn't work for us. Whether Joe is in or not, he's certainly deserving of the opportunity in key moments in a key game to try to get it for us as our feature back. End quote.
Okay, so Zach Taylor has been there. Did he get there a year before Burrow, or was he there with Burrow?
Is
this the end of his second season or the end of his third?
This is the end of his third season.
Okay. So he must have a 5-year deal or something?
They just resigned. They just redid his deal.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, until 2026 or 27.
Okay. And knowing the Bengals, he'll be there till then, really no matter what. I don't think he's a very good coach. That's unfair because, look, they just made it to the Super Bowl, and he's got to get some kind of credit for that. I just don't think he's a very good coach.
Yeah, I think he suffered from the same thing that McVay suffered from in the Rams lost Super Bowl. I think he outcoached his own brain, if that makes sense.
Judging by his statement that you just read, it seemed like he wasn't doing much coaching. He just kind of, okay, 3rd and 1. What do we usually call on 3rd and 1? Okay, let's call that. I think when you get to a big game like this, you get postseason, hell, you get Super Bowl, you better come up with a wrinkle. You better do something you haven't done all season long, and you better be able to convert. You need to, I don't know. It drives me nuts. Anytime any team does a running play out of shotgun and it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, I lose my mind. And
I know it bothers me. It bothers me too. Like, I know draw plays work, but if you only need 1 yard, then that's not the place.
I'd rather the quarterback line up under center. Maybe he's going to quarterback sneak. Maybe he's going to pitch it out. Maybe it's just going to be a handoff right up the middle. But when he's in shotgun, everybody's coming for him. You could see him right there. You're coming for the guy, and it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was a really bad call.
It was.
And, it's fine.
It's fine. You know what? It's fine. It's not fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I will say this. That was not a great Super Bowl, but if the Bengals would have come back and scored again to win, that would have been enough scoring changes that I think it would have been remembered differently. Now, I'm not a Bengals fan. I wanted them to win. Honestly, I woke up Monday morning. I was fine. I went to work and, none the worse for wear.
Right.
But that was, to me, I wouldn't say it was a boring Super Bowl, but I wouldn't say it was a good one either. It was fine. It was okay. It was fine. It was fine. It was watchable. It had interest. You had a 3-point win. You had a team with the ball in midfield. You had a team with the ball that they could have converted and gone down, and it would have been more interesting. Would have made it more exciting. I just know that at about 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, I noticed the clock and there's 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And then the next time I noticed there was 3.5 minutes left, and it's like, wow, we're getting to the end of this really quickly. And
yeah,
I don't think anything really happened.
A lot of flags happened. So I'll say that. Listen.
All right.
Okay. I just need to get it out. You don't call anything the entire game for the most part. You call nothing. And in the last quarter, You call like 8 things. Why? Why? Okay, I'm done.
I agree. I have a rule change that I would like to secretly write down on a note, fold it over, put it in an envelope, and have someone hand it off to Goodell.
Sure.
Now, no one is to know about this. We
Okay.
can't let the teams know. We can't let anyone know.
Okay.
So when the referee, when the officials, when all the judges and the whole crew shows up for the Super Bowl game, I want to have the flags sewn into the pants so they cannot take them out. Now we're going to give the referee, the head ref, he's the only one with a flag. So
Okay.
if he wants to throw it, fine, because he's the only one with a name. We never hear the name of the side judge.
That's
we
true.
never hear the name of anyone else.
That's true.
So they all have the microphones. They could say, hey, I saw holding on 87 there. And then it's up to that head ref if he wants to throw his flag or not. Because watching that game, even though there could have been a penalty here, I'm sure there was a hold at some point in the game. No holding flags were thrown. It moved. It was good. There was a flow to it. It was a good game. It was moving right along. And then we get to the last 3 minutes, and
it's flags everywhere.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if there was a penalty. The game ground to a halt. And anytime it's 3rd and 8 for the Rams, and they're losing by 4, and it's 3rd and 8, and they're at the wherever they were, 10-yard line or something.
Sure, I think so.
3rd and 8, and you're going to call pass interference where it's like, well, wait, the defender never touched the guy. How is that pass interference? You're giving them 1st and goal from like the 2, and that's the game. Because, I mean, what are the odds when you get 1st and goal from the 2 that you don't get a touchdown? The referee's imprint was on that game, and it didn't have to be. Especially when, for the whole game, like you said, they weren't using their flags.
No, I think there may have been in the first 3 quarters. I granted I have to look this up, but it was like 2. Like it wasn't,
And that face mask on the T. Higgins touchdown, I can't blame the referee for not calling that.
No, that did happen. That happened horribly fast. Like
watching that live, I just thought that he like stumbled. He took a bad route to the. I could not figure where Ramsey was going.
Jalen Ramsey fell over several times during that game, so I just thought he fell over. Like
yes, I thought he did something wrong.
Yeah.
Now we saw that it was a face mask, and yeah, that's a penalty. But those guys are probably running 20, 25 miles an hour, and you got a lot of stuff going on. And it wasn't obvious. He didn't have that face mask for 3 seconds.
No,
it
he
was
just
like
kind
a
of
half second.
Swiped it over his face,
And in fact, I don't think he necessarily threw him down. I just think he helped him along his way.
True. I'll agree with that.
Either way, it is what it is.
It is. Damn it. So close.
Hey, there's always next year.
That's true.
Like the Brooklyn Dodgers would always say, wait till next season.
That's right. And then they moved to LA.
Yeah, well, Brooklyn was still waiting.
Poor Brooklyn.
Well, they did win once after they said wait till next season. It wasn't like they did 10. Yeah, it wasn't like they said 10 years of wait till next season. And then next season came and, hey, where'd the team go? It wasn't that.
No, that was the Colts.
Yeah, overnight.
That was just pack up the trucks and leave.
So the 2021-2022 season, well, the 21 season is in the books.
It is in the books. It's officially over. Damn it. But it's all right. You know what, though? You know what? Even though people try to argue with me on Twitter, it's all right because I'm just going to ignore them. You know what? I'm still wearing my Bengals stuff. Still wearing my Bengals hat. I don't care. It's fine.
Good for you. I'm
not going anywhere.
Making it to the Super Bowl is an accomplishment. It should not be something that, hey, they lost the Super Bowl. They should be embarrassed. They're a bunch of fools. It's an accomplishment. The Buffalo Bills made it there 4 years in a row and lost each time. That is an accomplishment. If it's an accomplishment for them, it should be an accomplishment for every other team that got there and lost.
That's true. And then, actually, one other thing about the penalties, because we've been doing this for almost an hour. Whoever, I looked up his name. I already forgot it because I don't care. The inactive player who ran out into the field, and it's not like this interception happened at the end of the game to win it. If then I could understand.
You kind of have to call that one. That's a penalty.
It's an intercept. It was in the first quarter, second quarter. They got an interception in the end zone, and an inactive player who wasn't dressed for the game runs off the bench to celebrate with why?
And
that
it wasn't
15
even
yards.
It wasn't even that he ran on like he ran 5 or 7 yards on.
No,
he ran on all the way to the middle of the end zone, like the middle
to
of
pose in front of the
goalpost.
camera. I'm like, dude,
yeah.
I'm like, that dude's fired. Like, instantly fired. Like, don't even sit on the bench. Just get your plane ticket and leave.
Get your own plane ticket.
Because they would have started. Granted, I mean, it would have started in their end of the field. They would have started on the 20, like, it was a touchback. But no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one flag, that they had to throw that one because that's the rule. You can't.
It's
do that.
pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could have been, for all we know, watching at home, that could have been a fan.
It could have been.
He could have been anybody.
That's very. Actually, I think at one point a fan did run on the field.
You know what that would be? That would be if the Dallas Cowboys were in the Super Bowl and they made that interception to win the game near the end. That would be Jerry Jones, 85 years old, running out there in the end zone celebrating. That's what that would be.
Yes, you are absolutely correct. Man. So Sinch, how do you feel about this past NFL season?
Overall, from a watching the NFL, the whole league standpoint, I thought it was a good year.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of COVID.
Yeah.
Well, let's change that. I would say COVID had very little impact from, what would we say, week 14 on, when Roger Goodell decided that they don't need to test any players? I
think after Thanksgiving, maybe.
Yeah. I think they feared that everyone would be positive 2 weeks after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So they decided the only way to find out is to test, so let's not do that anymore.
And then magically the playoffs started and no one had COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, weird how that happened.
Well, overall, it was a fun season.
It was.
I came out winning money this year, so that's
Good.
always a good thing.
Good.
After my several bets came through, I was 45 cents. I won on the Super Bowl. So
congratulations.
That's why I had to wake up and go to work Monday. But I didn't lose. So more or less breaking even, I'll take any time. It is what it is. Put it in the books. Another season down.
That's right.
This offseason, we could talk about where Tom Brady's going to play next season.
And Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, well, I don't really care where he plays. Yeah, I think he's staying in Green Bay.
It's going to be Green Bay or Denver. It's going to be one or the other.
I think he stays. I think Green Bay finally wisened up that they have to pay him no matter what he wants and put up with everything that he does, because if he's there, you're going to win the division every season. And that means a playoff game, a home playoff game, and that's more revenue and everything that goes with it. And, maybe this year coming up, he doesn't have a lot of competition in the NFC. If you go by the teams that win, don't make it back the next year, that means that you could just cross out the Rams. So if you cross out the Rams and you're Green Bay, I don't think I'm scared of anyone in the NFC.
The 49ers, and that's about it.
I'm not scared of the 49ers. Unless Tom Brady is there, and then you're going to be afraid of the 49ers. And Green Bay always loses to them anyway. So
apparently, he's 0-4 against them in the playoffs. Funny how that works.
I don't know. Any final thoughts on the 21 season?
It was a crazy ride. I should have saw the premonition of me losing our championship, fantasy championship to Britt. So I should have taken that as a sign for the Bengals, but This compared to the last 2 seasons, hell, actually the last 30 seasons the Bengals had, this was an incredible year for them. So I'm more than thrilled about it. And hopefully they can get, Burrow some decent protection. The one good thing that comes out of this, I think, is now that they made it to the Super Bowl, I think this kind of started last season, but I think more now, like, free agents will probably take them more seriously. So hopefully the Brown family can find the funds, which I know that they have, to sign some people.
It's all about the quarterback.
That's
Guys
true.
are going to want to play with Burrow. They're going to want to, even defensive players are going to want to be on the team that Burrow is on, because you're never out of the game. You always got a shot.
That's right. That is true.
Problem is, it's all about the money.
That's true too.
Just because they consider the Bengals now, if pick your team offers more, they're going to go where the money is. I don't blame them.
That is very true. That's why Tooney didn't sign with them, because they didn't offer enough money, and now he's on the Chiefs. So there you have it. And he actually wanted to play in Cincinnati because he's from Ohio.
You know what? You had a great season. It was a great year. If anybody said the Bengals were going to make it to the Super Bowl,
it was me.
It was you and no one else.
That's right. And people in Cincinnati. But that's about it.
It was an accomplishment. It was a very good season. There's no such thing as building on it. When they go back to camp in July, it's starting over, and you can't look at it as, we got this far, now we just have to, because you just got to start all over again.
That's true.
So hopefully they hit on their draft picks, they hit on their free agents, and they're back in the playoffs next season.
That's all you can really hope for. Thank you. Oh, those are excellent final thoughts, I think, unless you have anything else to say.
That's it. That's the show.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me this week, sir. Appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure.
And thank you for listening and enjoying another football season with us. This is not the end of our season, technically, so we have a little bit more to go till we get into the next season. But thank you for coming along this fantasy DFS ride with us. And, if you like what you hear, leave us a review on iTunes mainly, but if you find us anywhere else, we're on Spotify, Stitcher, Player FM, Audible, anywhere it's good to listen for, where to listen for you, listen for you. Where to listen is good for you, leave us a review. I tried to rhyme, it didn't work.
Wherever you find your finer podcast.
And I'm drinking non-alcoholic beer, folks. It's been a long couple days since Sunday. So, thank you for joining us. And remember, you can find us also online at fignutsdfs.com and on Twitter and Facebook. Not that we really look at Facebook that much, but yeah. And on that note, I'm Craig.
I'm Sinch.
And this has been the Football Fignuts Podcast. Hi, Deb.